How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today we have the second day of the 2024 Hincapie Spring Series. Let's jump into the stats. Race duration was just over 2 hours. Average speed 25.7. My normalized power for this race was 261. One thing to note, this second day of the Hincapie Spring Series was on average, I think, about like 1 full mile an hour slower. You'd be surprised how much fresher and how much energy you feel like you've saved over from one day to the next. All right, we are jumping straight into the action. Check the rear cam. Check my left. We've got a Blazer, we've got a Skyline rider, and all the other hitters rolling through the group. To give you a quick recap, we are jumping in at 1 hour and 24 minutes in. So we have one guy off the front. He is gone. This dude ended up winning both days this first weekend. He outclassed the field. He's a savage. Can't recall his name. I'll have to look up the results, but props for him for just riding away from a really strong field. We are chasing, if you look up the road, chasing a group of about 4 to 5 guys who've been in a small chase group for this entire lap, and I just got off the front, and we've been working really hard that whole lap, half lap, to chase them back. And as soon as we got pretty close, Miami Blazers and a couple other riders countered us up this the only kicker on the entire course, and we're trying to close it down. So luckily the moto has moved out of the way, so that normally lets us know that we've gotten really close to them, close enough to where they feel like they need to get out of the way. Mentally, that's normally pretty reassuring that, hey, we've done our job as the peloton. The guys on the front have done their job of putting the work in to bring this thing back. But unfortunately, we kind of, even though we're going pretty steadily up this hill, you can see the group right up there on the right. Now guys are starting to leapfrog up to them, and guys are dropping wheels. It's kind of hard to see in the front cam, but guys are just kind of randomly dropping wheels. It was a little bit of a weird race today. Now guys are moving up on the left to kind of close that down. Bryce, my teammate, is making sure he's staying in that group, and I'm pretty cooked, so I'm trying to measure my efforts here. Yesterday, the day before this race, I cramped on the last lap on that kicker we just hit, and so I'm really just making sure my hydration and nutrition is right today, and I obviously want to finish the race, so I'm playing it a little smart. Again, we're trying to close this group down, and guys have just kind of like lost the wheel. It's a bit frustrating, but that's race tactics for you. Fortunately, the group kind of reabsorbs and stays together, but those 4 chasers, it's either 4 to 6 chasers, ended up staying away. So we're still fighting to get this thing back together. We just crossed the start-finish line now, moving ahead, completing another lap. We only have 2 to go now, and we've been on the front, keeping it really fast, and those chasers are right there. You can see them off on the right-hand turn. We're about to take this right-hand turn onto the Dragon Back section of the course. Funnest part of the course, without a doubt. And for this whole half a lap, we've been keeping it single file. If you check the rear cam, the entire peloton is super strung out. We've been trying to gutter people a little bit here on the front, so me making sure I'm not going to get dropped. I made sure I had really good position coming into the start-finish line towards the front of the group. So one, I'm not getting caught out in the wind, and I'm not getting guttered and just blowing myself in the back of the group. Unfortunately, even when we were super organized, we were still, jumping ahead just a little bit, we were still like not able to really just continue and like close this thing down again. Like the group is just right there, only like 5 to 10 seconds ahead of us. And again, we're single file still, so the pace is super high. This was kind of the name of the game this entire day on this second day of the first weekend of Hincapie 2024. A lot of weird tactics on the second day. It was definitely easier than the first day, but it's just one of those things that I'm trying to stay towards the front, trying to keep my eyes on things, but I know that if it comes down to it, I'll just need to be probably a little bit more conservative today. But a couple teams to look out for. We've got a couple mulligan riders, a lot of super riders today. They were kind of like had the most numbers. Their presence was all over the place a little bit in the group from the start to the end of the ride. And then we've got our normal like 1 and 2 single rider hitters. Like I mentioned, we have some Miami Blazers, some Mac riders, and some other really strong guys that are on some pro or elite teams. But right here, if you notice, like we just start getting really wide, and the speed goes down all the way to 18. And the reason for that is a mulligan rider was on the front doing a great job of disrupting our chase effort to bring back that small group that's up the road. And unfortunately, this is where they stay away. And skipping ahead now, they're kind of gone. Our race is kind of over when it comes to the first place and then the small chase group. We just hit the bell lap, as you heard, coming into this last lap, 7-mile lap, and I'm trying to move up and make sure I have good position, take all these free wheels. I kind of keep pedaling just a little bit, find my teammate Bryce right here, make sure I'm not dive bombing anybody on this last corner. And you really want to be out towards the front starting this last lap, because no one's going to give you those wheels. It's going to be a lot harder to gain position and maintain that position. So the closer you can start towards the front on the last lap and maintain that for the last 7 miles, it's going to be easier on you and hopefully save you some watts for a sprint. But yeah, we've got Bryce right here in front of me, and then to the left of Bryce, we've got our teammate John Chin. We also had a guest rider, Josh Moore. You guys could recognize Josh from some of our other videos that we do with Ore Road or the Biz Park. Super excited to have him jump on for the weekend and ride with us. It was a lot easier not having to chase him down in the group since he was wearing a Newtype jersey. Also got a teammate, Jake. He's towards the back. He's checking his fitness. Oh, real quick, here's Josh Moore right here in the blue kit with the black bibs. So we're all kind of like towards the front. We're in all really good position, but you can see it's just getting like a little surgy at some points, kind of yo-yo-y. That's kind of the name of the game for these road races, but it's all in good fun. Great time catching up with a lot of the guys that we haven't seen throughout the winter. All right, we're skipping ahead to 2 hours and 11 minutes in. This is the what everybody wants to see. We are coming down to the field sprint of the last bit of group. A bit of a recap. What happened in this last lap is we had another group of about 6 to 7 just break away from us, and they just rode off the front. I don't really think there was attack. I couldn't see for sure, but I ended up asking Bryce. I was like, "Hey, is that group with us?" And they ended up it was another scenario of dropping wheels and guys not wanting to hold a wheel or chase anything back. So now we're actually probably sprinting for like 18th, 17th, something like that. We have a lot of strong sprinters in this remaining peloton. I'm really trying to do my best here to maintain wheels and not give anything up. As you know, it's going to get really congested. People are going to be moving all over. I see this gap right here, and I've got to take this, get a couple free spots, move up a couple rows. And now I'm up here with all the sprinters of the group. I'm trying to stick my nose in this and see what I've got to shake out the legs for the first road race weekend of 2024. Been doing a lot of training over the off season, hoping it pays off. We'll see how it goes. It's exciting to see like the new dark horses in the field, the guys who put in the work. So it's a good time. All right, so I'm about 3 to 4 rows back right here, and I really want to get a little bit closer. You can see Josh up there in the blue top. I want to be on his wheel, but I'm also like not trying to blow my wad a little bit too soon. But if you check the rear cam, we have a guy doing a deep flyer, a deep attack from the way back. And then now, of course, all the sprinters bite on that. We launch our first sprint, open it up. I'm losing the gap a little bit. I'm losing wheels. This guy in front of me is wavering. I've got to stay on the power, 300, 400 watts, 200 watts. It lightens up just a little bit, and then they boom, right when I get close, they just snap again, and it's an all-out drag race to the finish. I'm running about like 8th right now. There's 2 guys behind me coming through super fast, and this is all I've got. I am gritting. My face looks like death right now. We're giving everything we got on this final sprint, and it is a long, hard drag to the finish. Yeah, guys, ended up coming like 24th or 23rd on the day, so nothing to write home about. But great time, as always, out here at the Donaldson Center for the first weekend of Hincapie Spring Series. Yeah, be on the lookout. I will post a full lap video, probably the last lap, so you guys, if anybody's interested in checking out the course, stuff like that. But other than that, appreciate y'all watching. Catch you on the next one.